Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Genshin Impact. Oh my god, is there so much to talk about? They did well, they always do this, but with every new 1.1 patch or whatever, with every new big patch that actually adds like a new district, and by god, this patch is not like the 1.0 whatever patch. This patch is like a new biome, plenty of new weapons, new amazing events that are to come, characters that a lot of people are not as jazzed about, especially the first one, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But yes, it is huge. But also, they are actually starting to do, unlike they did with the previous version, they're actually starting to do like a full recap of an entire live stream in an English variant. So if you much rather hear Paimon and the main character use their cute voice acting talents, but are also clearly reading from a script, so it's a little awkward at times because some of the jokes are like forced a little bit, but it is a lovely showcase of the new DLCs, and I hope they continue to do stuff like this because it's really charming and quite nice. But, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we are going to be talking about this thing, and we're going to try to skip by it because it's 50 minutes long. Now, I have a tendency to make things longer than the base of what they are, so we're going to try to not do that this time around. But first, as always, before we go ahead and get into it, I want you guys to listen to, just in case you haven't already, feel free to just hit the over arrow on your keyboard to skip by this if you've already seen the trailer of it. But here we go. It's for all the people that haven't seen it.
Do you know the story of Durin and this mountain? Snow gathers atop this mountain and never melts, which is a most curious phenomenon. In fact, I believe that the very sword in your hand has Durin's remains in it. As such, who could I find to help me if not you? Into position! Prepare for battle!
Getting a little cold?
Genius. But I don't think I'm any genius. Moment of birth.
My job is to honor my contract with Rex Lapis. All hail! It's so nice to de-stress.
I made a new discovery while sketching nearby. There's an area up ahead that's quite remarkable. The truth of this world. What could it be? Was the two of us meeting really a good thing?
Oh my goodness. Oh by golly. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start that from the top. Well, maybe not. We'll just let it go by. But basically, one of the things that you're seeing here is a brand new region. To synopsize this, and we're going to detail later, but there's a new region. By the way, there's going to be spoilers, kind of, sort of, but not like story spoilers. They're just kind of showing us what we're going to kind of be doing. But one of the things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a sword, and as this event slash this 1.2 patch progresses, we'll have events that actually progress that sword, that like void sword that we've seen. We're going to be building its power for free, and it's going to get more effects. We don't know what those mean, but theoretically it'll start off doing like maybe elemental damage. And then by the end, it might have like a special trigger. Like every time you melee hit, there's a 20% chance for it to do something, because that's what a lot of the other weapons that we're getting in this DLC actually have. Now, the first character we're getting is going to be Albedo, which people are not thrilled about. And then the second character we're going to be getting is Genyu, who is the archer ice person who looks fantastic. Also, what do you call it? Albedo looks fantastic as well. His design is great. His abilities are the thing I'm kind of worried about. But we'll get to that in a minute. The event is also going to be basically going around this new biome, this new ice plane, and they're introducing a survival-like mechanic, which is a bit sketchy, where you can actually freeze. But there are also new weapons. Now, to quickly synopsize the new weapons, all of the new weapons except for the sword, the single-handed sword, the one that we're going to be leveling up throughout the thing, are all going to boost physical damage and have the same effect on it. So it's going to have your basic attack stat, cool increased, and then it's going to have physical damage, which is huge. For those of you guys who do not know, a physical damage scales so well in comparison to attack. Just because there's like a formula that they go through, physical damage maxes or increases your damage way more than attack ever could. It's just the way the formula is kind of working, etc. But the new double-handed claymore, the new spear, and the new catalyst, I think the new catalyst, I think even the new catalyst, all of those things share the same thing. A physical damage bonus, which is kind of good, especially if you're playing Razor, that's a really good. But this is the thing that I love about them. Every time you attack something, there's I think it goes up to like 100, but it starts at 50. There's a 50% chance every 10 minutes when you attack something for it to drop a frost droplet. So if you're playing like domains and you've ever gotten smashed by those ice crystals, well, every time you hit something, there's a chance for you to do that. And it shares, I think it's like 250 or something weird, like a huge, or maybe it's 40%, I don't know. But basically, it gives your damage an AoE effect, which is fantastic. The one thing that I don't know is, does this give you a cryo effect? Because if this sword gives you a cryo effect every 10 seconds, pretty good cooldown, that is wonderful, especially on a Razor. Because Razor, if Razor can achieve superconduct, which is ice plus electricity, it lowers the enemy's defense by a shit ton. Like, it reduces their armor and they become like half of what they are. So you can hit that much harder. And the thing increases your physical damage. So this weapon is like made for Razor. The only thing is that I hope in the future there will be weapons that, like claymores, that have stats on them that's no longer a cooldown. So it's like a 5% chance on hit to cause, I don't know, chain lightning to appear, or a thunderbolt to rain down, or for you to spawn like a something, maybe like a damage or a time effect for 1 second, or whatever the hell it might be. Because that way certain characters, if they ever introduce like attack speed artifacts, then this could be, you could like synergize this within that weapon and make yourself basically fire faster and have a chance of activating that on hit thing quicker. So as much as I'm excited for the weapons, and they're going to be so good for free-to-play builds and characters like Razor, honestly, again, physical damage is good with just about everyone. Again, our main boy, what's his name? Zhongli. He also, his meteor strike also scales off physical damage, so you could give him that. But I think the Crescent Pike already has physical damage, so that may not be the most useful thing. But anyways, and the Catalyst, I don't know if the Catalyst fuck with physical damage too much, honestly. Yeah, anyways. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is a kind of a synopsis of the weapons and the things that we're going to be doing. We got new enemy type. We got big-ass troll things that, they're, like, again, these are reskins, but still, like, the design looks amazing. They actually look somewhat different. Their attack combinations may just be just the fact that they have different elements and all that. Except for these things. I thought, like, when I first seen the Ruin Guards, I was like, oh, they're just like Ruin Guards, right? Like the weird automaton guards, but now they have a cool design. In the trailer, we seen one, and it was towering over Albedo. Now, maybe Albedo is just small, but no, that thing's fucking huge. Yeah, so these things are now massive, so you're gonna really have to play the range game or have, maybe, a GeoGod who can put a shield on you. It's time. All right, it's time to talk about the story. Okay. All right, we'll get back to the. I'll probably save the story stuff for later, but nah, actually, I probably won't even talk about the story stuff. Essentially, we're just going to be going to this unknown land with Albedo as our kind of tour, helping him undiscover what's going on in this region, as well as leveling up a sword and going through these events. We'll talk about the events later, but let's talk about the characters, the new ones we're going to be playing within the game. Also, Sucrose is going to be there. Yeah, I don't know if Ginyu is going to pop in, maybe. Here we go, baby, Albedo! Okay, so, I'll be honest, I was shocked that they did this. I thought for sure it would be Ginyu. I think it's just me. I think it's a pretty bad call to have two of the same kind of things back to back. I think that's real bad. Think two of the same elements back to back, Geo and Geo. a bad idea, because so many people right now want a DPS. That was their biggest problem with Zhongli, is that they want a character that can be their main DPS. And Albedo does not look that way. I thought it'd be cool if maybe they're like, hey, we're gonna do Albedo, but he's not gonna be like a shield person. He's going to be like a cool, hey, yeah, we know that Geo is defensive, but here's a character that kind of makes his own rules and breaks it a little bit, and now he uses Geo as a huge damage source. Now, they may still do that within his constellations, but as of his base kit, it looks kind of, just, you know, a little fucky, honestly. It looks like it's kind of like, okay, and maybe within the constellation he'll become cracked, but that's kind of a fucking bad bet. Especially with 5 stars. Now, by the way, one thing I didn't mention that's kind of heartbreaking, but there is no 4 stars beside these people. And to me, that's a super big letdown, because that's like the consolation prize for people that are swinging for these other characters, you know, like are trying to get Zhongli. You had a chance of getting a fantastic pyro character that synergizes with anyone that melees anything, because it increases their physical damage when you're shielded by her ult, or not by her ult, by her shield. So things like that I'm kind of disappointed by, and hopefully in the future maybe they're using this thing to catch up, or whatever. Anyways, you can see his first ability where his attack combination, lovely. He's just a sword user, nothing special there. Again, I feel like they should really make the melee combat a little bit more cool, especially after doing Zhongli and showing how cool like kicking a spear could be, even though we're not supposed to see that, I guess. Anyways, okay, so right here, this right here is his special, or his talent, sorry. It's his talent-like ability. He puts down a flower petal, essentially, does a mass impact of geo damage. Cool. Also, this thing's like an elevator. Cool. The only thing that does kind of make it like a little bit more cool, in my opinion, is that its ult synergizes with his talent, where when you activate it, it basically, when you have your flower on the ground, you activate your ult, it does a bunch of geo splash damage, as well as it makes your little flower spread its thorns, basically, and it causes a bunch of AoE damage. But I don't know, man. It just kind of, and it sucks because I love his design. The character design looks absolutely sleek. But right there, that's his ult. Where he just does like a giant geo kind of splash radius. I don't know, man. There's something about a character's talent, to where the character's talent really makes me like love the idea, especially after playing Razor, where you're just like claw, smash, ult, and ravage everyone. Or even Zhongli, how you put down a pyre and then you can put on a shield, and then like you do that. Or even the Rocket Girl, where you activate your shield and then you do this like sprinkle damage, but then also you have a good amount of defense. Whereas it's like, hey, I guess you have mobility, you have like a good bit of burst damage, and then mobility. I don't know how fast this thing come back though. Where that's like, if that's your special gimmick, then hopefully it comes back fast. I don't know, man. This one seems a bit weird to me, but again, who knows, maybe like eventually we'll get like these, a Constellation 1 will give that flower the ability to like resonate, or not resonate, sorry, like constantly push out like damage, just like Zhongli's pillars. I don't know. But also, maybe that flower can definitely resonate with Zhongli, so maybe something there, I don't know. Also, I mean, one thing that this is good for is the odd chance when you're being rushed by melee attackers. I guess you could take your elevator upwards and just rain death from below. But I don't know, dude. It feels like, why don't you just backpedal or dodge or invest in damage so that you can knock down the, like, because there's not a lot of melee people. Yeah, like I don't think a giant Hilichurl will still knock your ass off that thing if you're on it. So it's just a weird type of thing to me. The one thing that I might think is happening with these characters is this might be them trying to get out, like, quote unquote, the lesser character, because not a lot of people like the defensive. Like, a lot of people are like, I just want to hit things harder and not necessarily survive longer. But if you did, you got Zhongli, and now you're basically a god. So yeah. Anyways, that's him. That's some of his abilities. Now let's get on to Genyu. Now here's the thing. I love, and I think everyone does. Everyone, even lasses out there, I've heard, they're like, oh my god, her design is so unbelievably sick, and it is. I love the way she looks. I like her character. She's kind of forgetful but lovely. But the thing that I don't like is her talent. Again, the thing that we're going to be using constantly, maybe, depending on how long the cooldown is a bit sketchy. Also, she's an archer user. Now, with that being said, out of all the archer users that we've seen, she does look like she's the more fun one, because she basically can do 2 charges with her bow attack, which we'll see here shortly. So she can just do a flurry. That's awesome. Also, Jesus Christ, these camera shots. Anyways, so yeah, this is the thing that's special about this character. Is most characters, when they go ahead and fire their bow, you can hold it down and you'll accrue an element on your arrow tip and apply that element when you hit. Genyu is different in the sense that you can actually charge it twice, each having different effects, which is kind of cool. And if her constellations are to be believed by certain leaks, there might be things like when you activate her ult, you immediately get stage or the max charge of your arrow. Might happen. Things are all also susceptible to change, so we'll see. Regardless, the one thing that Genyu does have in spades is her ult, which you're actually not. We're not about to see. Give me a sec. So this is her talent, the thing I was talking about. So I thought how this worked, and this might be my mistake. In fact, if we see it for longer. No, that's what it does. See, that's what breaks my heart. Is I thought she would be like Mona, not like Amber. She's like Amber. What that means is basically you've put down this flower. Now that flower pulls an aggro. I don't know if this flower pulls in everybody's aggro or if it's just dumb mobs. If it is that big ass hilly churl, then sure, then that's actually pretty good. I don't know if Amber's can do that. I don't think she can. But to me, this sucks because unlike Mona can put down like a little spiral thing, and it constantly applies splash damage or the wet factor to enemies, which if you have like an electro character or a fire character, you can apply vaporize and just constantly keep having that happen, you know? So to me, this is a bit of a thing just because of the fact that it is like that wait for it, pop. I would rather just keep applying the frost element, but I imagine it pops for a good bit of damage. But anyways, her ult, which you guys are seeing now currently, is the thing that makes people be like, okay, maybe she's a character that's offset by the fact that her ult is so good. So you guys can see right now that her ult is just raining down little ice shards, dealing pretty good amount of damage, but the radius in this is absolutely nuts. So if you happen to have any character that can apply a wet status effect, every enemy will be frozen within this area. Also, if you happen to have an enemy that is like a Razor, who can constantly spew out electricity damage, then by God, everything is getting superconduct, which is the reducing armor debuff in the game when you mix those two elements, ice and electricity. But by God, ladies and gentlemen, her design is sick, and maybe that's how they offset her from being like Mona, where Mona constantly outputs water damage or water effects, and it constantly pulls enemies into the thing. Maybe the way they're balancing her out is because she's damage based, but yeah, well, maybe she's damage based right off the cuff. That double charge of her arrow is going to knock things down to shreds, whereas Mona, in order to get a lot of her damage, you have to unlock her constellation. Or at least that's what I've been told. I don't have Mona, but that's just what I've been hearing around. But anyways, I love her design. Again, the thing that sucks is first of all, I don't think I'm going to be, well, I personally don't have the money to spend into Albedo, because it's Christmas and I can buy my family and shit gifts. Anyways, but I was the first character I was going to spend money on the game in, but she doesn't really fit into my, like, character needs. But I don't know, maybe I'm like, I'll just set away $10 every couple weeks, and then $10, and then maybe I'll have enough to like buy a $60 whatever. I don't know. I don't know where she would fit in my team, besides the fact that she's an archer, which is I need an archer in my team basically. And again, like if I just forget about her one ability and I just focus on like, but no, she's built to be like kind of like a main DPS. She doesn't have that much support kind of things. Maybe that's not true. Anyways, I don't know. Honestly, that's one of the things that breaks my heart, is I was really hoping that she would be a character that it would be very, very into her archer-like abilities. And maybe that's true. Maybe like every other character, or maybe unlike every other archer character, she scales really, really well with just base archer abilities. Like using archer, like bows. Fuck. Anyways, but yeah, we're gonna have to hurry up, guys. But basically, the new two characters look very, very cool. As of their abilities, none of them are speaking to me too much. But again, she's an ice character. There's not too many ice characters in the game that people want, so I could see Genyu being someone that a lot of people want. And of course, she's an amazing looking 5 stars. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? But I'm definitely gonna. Well, again, I don't have the money to get Albedo, but maybe Genyu. I might, if I'm like, maybe maybe we hear some information about her constellation. Maybe people who've been playing her in the PvP things talk talk our ear off about him, and we end up, or her, and we end up hearing about some crazy shit. But anyways, regardless, ladies and gentlemen, here is the new biomes. So again, ice places all around us, fan-fucking-tastic. We get new enemies, again, like we mentioned, absolutely wonderful. Again, these fucking witches are the worst to me. I don't know why. The witches are just awful. They get you in like a fucked up, especially when they fucking ult and they just chase your ass down and you're like, for the love of God, please kill me fast. Also, it's ice-based, dude, so it's just gonna freeze your ass. Shit. And I have Barbara still. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I have Zhongli. I'm building Zhongli to basically never need a healer. Anyways, and here we go, baby. Survival mechanics in a game where nobody wants survival mechanics, but here it is. Much love. Okay, so basically, yes, within this new region, it's a frosty area, so as we're progressing and running through these areas, we're going to be getting the frost, basically colder, not even like a frost debuff. It's literally like a bar that starts decreasing as our warmth plummets. Now, the good news is that there is these fire sources throughout the map. The curious news is I don't know if this is going to be limited by these items. You think if there's an open flame like this, like on this teapot, then maybe having a fire character, Zhang Ling, or the rocker chick putting on a fire shield, hopefully that will still get you what you want, and you can chill out if you do have a fire character leveled up and all that. People were saying that maybe you could burn the grass. I call bullshit. That grass looks fucking frozen. Okay, I don't know if that grass is being able to be frozen at all, but who knows? Maybe. But again, I think like if you stood in fire, like Zhang Ling's teddy bear blowing fire in your face, that might do it. It'd be really shocking if it didn't. Now, also, the thing that you got to realize with the 1.2 update that I don't think many people are talking about is it's very sequenced. At least that's what it seems like to me. So for instance, they're explaining right now that this is basically locked off. So you can't just progress to the end of the thing immediately. Not only that, then another thing that they mentioned is Albedo's companion story that's going to be coming before 1.1 actually launches, leads us into 1.1. So Albedo is going to be the first character that we're going to get. And then after a couple weeks, then we're going to get 1.2. And have all the good new bells and whistles to hunt for, and then Genyu is going to come with her. It's complicated, but Albedo's story quest will lead us into 1.2, so that's fun. Progression seems like it is very much tied to events. So you guys will see here that it's just telling us about certain things that we can do within the new DLC. Essentially, there are new animoculuses or geoculuses to collect, and every time you collect them, this tree will grow. Awesome. Now here's the thing. How to get the weapons, you may be asking, because a lot of the weapons are hella desirable. Physical damage scales so well, and they have a cool effect tied to them, where every single time you deal damage to an enemy, there's a chance that basically like an ice droplet will fall, dealing huge AoE damage for a percentage of your damage on your weapon. So if you have a character that hits really hard, then that AoE damage is going to hit even harder. Awesome. Now, in order to get the special magic type weapon thing, whatever it's called, you're going to need to level up this tree up to high hell, but I think a lot of us are going to be doing this anyway because we're going to want our stamina to be increased, and I think that's what we're going to have to collect in order to get this is that. And I think we get stamina. Maybe it's animoculuses, the ghosts, not the the wispy animo things. I don't know, we'll see. I don't know. But anyways, how we are going to collect the Dragon Spire is by doing this. I think we got to explore this area with Albedo. So it's an exploration kind of thing, trying to unlock this dome, whatever that is. Cool. The spear is a weird one because the crescent pike seems like it does the same thing, except no, I still think the crescent pike's better. But I will say that I do hope in the future, like I kind of mentioned with the weapons. Is there a hair in my coffee? I think there is. Unfortunate. I really do hope they ratchet up the effects of weapons. So one of the things that's like a lot of the free-to-play weapons that are good are like randomly, spontaneously do like a shit ton of damage, and it's like, okay. But now we're getting into stuff like when you hit something, there's a chance for it to drop like a giant ice shard on top of their head. Love that. Imagine if there was a thing where like every single time you impact or hit, there was a chance for you to spawn like an orb that does like tiny little bits of damage. So the weapons damage isn't that high, but when you have max of these orbs, it just chews things down and melts them like crazy. to me, stuff like that I would love to see with weapons in Genshin. Anyways, this thing right here, baby, this is what I'm hunting for, and guess what? It's tied to a tomb. Okay? I hope that means with some quick Googling or watching of YouTube videos, we can get this ASAP, because I really don't want to sit there and have to like de-riddle something. But yes, this is how you get the Claymore that scales off of physical damage and drops AoE shit. So if you have a character, oh, I don't know, like a Diluc or like a Razor who hits so fucking hard, that little droplet of ice is going to just eviscerate. Also, one thing I didn't mention about all of the effects with the new weapons, besides the sword, of course, if the character is also like frozen or something, you do more damage. So that's just another prefix. If you happen to have like water and ice, then you can synergize that and make it so that you can hit that much harder. Awesome. But yes, our Claymore, big ass Claymore, is tied to this special ruin. So you're going to want to do that ASAP. And then we have this, which is really cool. It's showcasing more of the story and kind of what we're going to be doing, traversing these areas and all that fun stuff. Also, Sucrose is really, really good. I called her bad at one point, and I regret it immensely. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most hype I've been. But I've been hurt before, all right? I've been hurt before, okay? So for those of you guys who don't know, okay, I was fucking jazzed about Albedo. As soon as I seen her, I was like, oh my god, I love her. She looks so fucking great. Oh, and then I seen her kit, and I was just like, she doesn't really fit anywhere in my build. I was like, no, son of a bitch. Also, yeah, I don't know, man. I just was like, I love her aesthetic. I like the personality. The character's cute. I don't know where she fits in my roster, and this sucks. And also, I'm not in love with the Archer gameplay too much, you know? I feel like it just doesn't feel as like weighty as the other gameplay. But I really, and I think, well, okay, I really want a spellcaster. I have yet to find any magic types that I actually want to fuck with. Also, a magic type that actually deals damage. So, I am hoping so badly that she is that. She's a catalyst user that fucks shit up. And she's talking to Barbara, who is so defensive. Like, impossible to make offensive. But her, oh my gosh, she looks like her counter, like her yin and yang. She looks like, I think she's gonna be just a damage dealer. And she, who knows, maybe she uses a Claymore. That'd break my fucking heart, because I already have a Razor, okay, that I'm working real hard to make good. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of like, oh, I really, first of all, in love with her character design. Of course I am. I love the whole goth punk chick vibe aesthetic. You guys know me at this point. Also, she's got fish stockings. What the fuck? Also, she's a nun, which is maybe a negative or a positive to some of you degenerates. But hot diggity. Also, she's got little fucking scratchy fingers. Also, she's got like a crown and shit. But if she is a catalyst user, she is going to I would be shocked if they did like a misdirect and she's actually like a defensive character, like a Barbara, but instead she's a 5-star healer. Bullshit. I would be so upset. She looks like she's fire based. Yeah, no, she's dead. You can see her what's it called, vision. You can see her vision's red. The gems that people wear is a dead giveaway. Also the fact that she's red, like her color coded thing is red. But yeah, she's I think a pyro character, which guess what? Electricity and pyro make make overload, which causes mass splash damage. And if she is, well, maybe more Felch. Yeah, maybe more Felch. Now that I think about it, Razor can't really apply. You need to be doing fire damage in the background, and then Razor needs to be you need to be playing Razor dealing electricity damage. Hot damn. So much going on. Jesus Christ. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, we are going to be getting many events throughout this course of the 1.2 update. And again, as we're doing those events, I feel like more story is going to become undone and we're going to understand more. But she comes in the form of one of the new events that we're going to be able to earn special rewards, which we will see in a minute. But yes, she is going to come not, I think, at 1.2 the start, but maybe around the midpoint to end point is when we'll actually get news of this character, which, dude, I really hope, I really don't like the blue balling of like introducing characters and then like we're never going to play them for a long time. I hope dearly, and because she is also a member of the church, the Knights of Favonius Church, I think, the odds of us getting her are pretty good. I hope we get her fast, because I don't want to wait. Okay? I know some people are amped about the spear guy. I'm amped about this, and I really hope we don't have to wait so fucking long. Alright? I feel like they're going to do that to us, though. Anywho, Sucrose is here, vibing with the main character, by the way. She's a part of this. I think she's also Albedo's, like, not prototype, but yeah, I'm trying to say apprentice. Here we go, baby. Here's the thing. Okay, so this is an event. This is an event to come. The Chalk Prince and the Dragon event will soon begin. Yes. So, again, the sword, I think, starts off with a pretty mundane effect where it's, like, increases elemental damage and whatever. But as you progress through the story, and as you level it up to +4, which, by the way, you will do for free, this is one of the weapons... this is one of the weapons that you will level up to the max points of refinement for free, just by doing the main story, which is lovely. And again, hoping its elemental effect is not the worst. Anywho, and I also really hope it resonates with the main character and makes him good. You know? That makes sense? Yeah. Anyways, I love this screen. I wish all the events could have this cool like banner art as we progress through phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. But each time we do that, this is going to allow us to upgrade each thing. So again, I think this is what we're probably going to be able to see as soon as we see 1.1, and each time we do the events, we'll get more and more materials to upgrade our sword, making it even better. Not only that, but within this event period, we'll also have the chance of getting a crown, a gem, I don't know what the gem is, probably to level up our sword, and then of course experience books, money, and talent books. Motherfucking talent books, dude! Ah! Anyways, I really wish they would offer, like, you know, killing the wolf boss once a week, and if you don't get the special part that you need to level up a talent, it sucks. Hopefully they would sell like wolf tails or something. But anyways, this is just events. This is what's going to come to us in 1.2. I love that they're kind of showcasing what to expect, and oh my god, am I mad excited for all of this. And here is even more goodies. So again, we're getting a free one-handed weapon for our main character, as well as anyone who uses it. That I think is genuinely really good. It just buffs skill damage and shit like that. Also, it's a freely leveled up weapon. Maybe the Mora might be not free, but hot diggity, absolutely love that. Also, here's another image of what we're going to be getting. Again, the Frostbearer, Snow Tumber, Star Silver, Jesus Christ, and Dragon Spine all have the same effect of physical damage buffs, as well as has a chance of dropping an ice shard on enemies, and that resets every 10 seconds, and if an enemy's frozen, you do more damage or something like that. Anyways, yeah. Oh yeah, and here's what people are going apeshit about as well. So for the new ice characters, we get two different things. So we get a ice set, and we get a water set. Don't know why it's red, but it's a water set. Weird. So let's start with the ice one. People are clamoring about this a lot, but it increases cryo damage. Love it. As well, when characters attack enemies affected by cryo, their crit damage is increased by 20%. So if you're playing a Genyu, or if you're playing a Chunyun, or if you're playing any of the ice characters, Kaya, you'll be able to apply a 20% crit. So you're going to be able to have an increased crit chance. Awesome. But if the enemy is frozen, which is all you need to do is apply some water to them and then freeze them, and then boom, now they're frozen solid. You do an additional 20 crit rate increase. So 40% crit chance, which is doing a quick wet and smash. Wet and smash, which both Chunyun and the water boy, literally the water boy, he's got like a weird haircut and shit, but he's like, his alt is amazing in synchronization with water users, because it constantly applies a freezing, with a cryo user, because it constantly applies a freeze stat. You're going to be able to just crit hit things into oblivion, and it's just going to be probably really broken, especially with Chunyun. If you're able to get to his 4th attack and you have Constellation 1, don't worry about it. Weird shit in skill trees. And then of course the water set, you get 15 extra bonus Hydra damage. Sick, lit, all that. Anyways, my fucking eyelashes are in my own eye now. And then we get this little treat. After elemental skill increases normal attack damage by 30. Here's the stupid thing, for 15 seconds. What? That thing is up permanently, basically. You can get your ult back so fast, but I think it has to be, I wonder if it's in total. So I wonder if it's like I can switch to Venti, use his ult, and that counts as using an elemental skill, or if I need to use the elemental skill of the person wearing the set. Even still, a lot of the characters can get their ult back in 15 seconds as long as you're using their abilities. Especially, lo and behold, a character like Child. Which this set looks like it is made for. But the idea that you're getting that much damage in a sustained way is pretty nutty. Especially if you are playing a Razor with max constellation and all that, you're going to be, especially with a permanent hydro damage, which is why I say max constellation, it's nuts. Anyways, then we get a little peek behind the curtain for events. Oh my god, I only shaved off 10 minutes of this video. I'm awful. Anyways, all right, last thing, sorry. We get a bunch of new events, and this is them showcasing us. So I think we have our pinnacle events that are like the ones that we just experienced in Genshin, where we did the whole like the star event where like meteors are falling. That's a cornerstone event, and then we have these little ones sprinkled in between until we're able to get to those. So we have this one which is called the basically we're fighting cubes, and similar to the Spiral Abyss, we'll have a bunch of challenges. The harder challenges you take on, the better the rewards. Kind of cool. A little unfortunate if you maybe can't take on those challenges, but maybe you can do them with friends. Fingers crossed there's some co-op in these, because it'd be cool to help your buddies get through some of the shit. Anyways, and then we got this one, like it's like a treasure hunt kind of event, awesome. And then we have the box of marvels. We're not even gonna talk about the box of marvels. The only thing that's kind of cool is that I think you can preview what you're gonna get, and if you don't like what you're gonna get, you can go to your friends' worlds and get the other shit. I do think you're probably gonna get primo for all of them, and it's just the only thing that you're gonna be able to see is whether you get like talent books, which for me I would probably bounce around and get talent books and prioritize the more annoying things that are time gated and whatnot. But anyways, let's talk about this. Because the two biggest things that are in this update, we get a new GOTH badass nun that I'm hoping is going to be powerful, because her character looks so sick, and if her abilities seem really shit, I'm going to be annoyed because it happened again, and Genyu's abilities aren't shit, they just don't really fit into my skill thing. Anyways, my build. Anyways, but I'm real hyped about that. So big news, new character tease, love it, and the character tease looks she looks great. Anyways, and the second one is this right here, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting an event that's pretty adorable. Essentially, we're just gonna run around in this giant radius, and we have this cute little floating bastard that's gonna take us to places. Right here, you see it? Look at it. So we got this little tiny little cute ball, kind of like a Paimon Jr., except it's elemental. And it's just gonna float around and like lead us to shit. Little spots to dig up. We're gonna grab some stuff, get some apples, get some nonsense. Good, we're mainly there for the primo that's most likely gonna be there. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is the fucking motherfucking Mihoyo is doing something that has taken so many people, so many devs, who have games that are similar to this, they never do this. They are giving us the ability to have a permanent companion, does nothing, but a permanent companion on our offside. It could be blue, it could be pink, or it could be gold. I'm personally going with gold, but oh my god, or maybe, I don't know, there's no purple. I mainly stick with Razor, so it'd be cool to have like a thing. But anyways, I wonder if this thing goes away in combat. Also, does it maybe lead you to shit like a little bit better as well? That'd be cool if it also led you somewhere. It does not serve to guide others, but to follow them to see the world. Oh, it's so nice, so cute. Anyways, yeah, so this is a companion, and this is like the pretext for companions, which gets me so excited. So imagine if you had like a little fucking dragon or some shit just chilling with you as you're just strolling through this world, and you got like fucking beasts around you. I hope they increase the capacity for these too, so you can have like 5 or something. Maybe that's too much, but it's depending on how good the AI is and the bobbing of it. I don't know why they couldn't add like a little bird or something. And it would be even cooler if they had like it to where it like jumped in and like left. So if it was a bird, it would like swoop down occasionally, say what's up, and then fuck off. That would be also cool. But dude, this is amazing. This is like the 2 clickbaitable things I want to use. We got a new GOTH GF, fuck yeah. We also got a new, or not GF, we got new GOTH waifu up in here, love it. Hopefully she's not a total asshole. Anyways, and then we also got pets, fucking companions, love it. Again, I just love the potential of this. And I like we're already like 1 week in, and they're doing shit that's no one fucking does in these. I always wish Destiny would have implied like some sort of stupid cosmetic pet thing. They never did. I always wished a Monster Hunter would also do that. Monster Hunter World, when I was playing it back in the day, I would have loved if you could have just some sort of nonsense, like flying little bitch-ass dragon that's just like, I'm your servant because I don't want to die. You know, I love that. A little fucked up on that part, but the only thing that is kind of shitty about this is the rewards for this event seem to be pretty less rather than more. Like the Primo Gems are awesome. Sorry, the experience books, you only get 10. Not that great. But the liches, which I think everyone's gonna want to get, I feel like most people are just gonna go binge on. The first thing you should get is absolutely at least one companion, just so you don't get, just so you're not like left in the trenches. And then get the Primo, and then get all of the liches, and then maybe get the Hero's Wit, and then get the Mora. But it's nuts. Also, why so little of the Mystic Ore? That's so weird that that's capped. That should be changed. Especially for like, you're only getting 1 for 4. It's not worth it at all. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, this has been just such a lovely experience. Again, I am so happy that they did things like this. Oh, by the way, there's the quality of life changes. We can actually see them be applied. There's some like, you can whisper to your friends to ask them if you want to go to their worlds. Also, every single time you do a domain, you can actually choose what, or they'll just give you all of the resources, which is awesome. And maybe if you can't hold them, you'll be able to like delete some. I don't know. But they basically will show you the rewards after you complete a domain. I love that. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, because I don't want this video to be as long as the fucking update video, which maybe I should just watch the update video with you guys and just let it play through. I don't know. But I apologize for just being me and being excited and just liking talking about Genshin. Anyways, I'm sorry. Main things to walk away from. We got a new GOTH waifu. We got some companions. We got a fuck ton of content. And we got a lot of amazing new free-to-play weapons, and I'm not really that excited for Albedo, nor am I excited. I don't know. I want to wait to see what they'll do with Albedo, because maybe in the constellation, or maybe within like certain artifact pretext, he'll become super godly. I don't know. We only get a tiny glimpse into what he can do. Maybe his base melee damage scales really well, unlike Zhongli. And maybe Genyu is just like the best, and I don't know. But for right now, none of them have the kind of way I like to play. You know, like Genyu doesn't really facilitate the way I like to play, nor does the one guy, you know? But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Let me know what you guys are most excited about within the new 1.2 update or patch. Sorry, what are you most excited for? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, 2 videos that way. You've been nothing shy of lovely. Thank you so much for your time as always, and goodbye.